We are running the world's largest nodal crew. We find it very easy to use, the STRYDE system. We've had very little failure. It's been a very reliable system. We've had good support from STRYDE technical support, and we've managed to hit our production targets. The reason we chose STRYDE obviously was price and availability to meet this client's urgent demand to start the operation.
The key functionality of the STRYDE node, it's a one-component seismic sensor. It only weighs 150 grams. It's all self-contained. It's got the seismic sensor, the battery, the memory, and the GPS chip for timing and for positioning. It's got no copper connectors on board, and so it's wholly waterproof. The charging is done by an induction coil here at the top, and harvesting data offload is done by an optical link at the top of the node. If the node has been deployed for 28 days, then the maximum charging and harvesting time is 4 hours. The charging and harvesting are done concurrently, and the sensor supports 1 millisecond sample rate, 2 millisecond sample rate, and it also has 2 gain steps for size and for explosive mode.
As a data manager, I have a full visibility of deployment and retrieval process. And as the nodes arrive for charging and harvesting process, and then we prepare the nodes for the next deployment cycle. On the node raw data, and we do the receiver gathers after we process them. And then we use the seismic QC software, and we do the various QC checks on them before we pass it to the QC department. Daily volume of seismic data is average of 20 to 30 terabytes we handle. Cycle time of charging is about 3 to 4 hours, and depend on the days the node's been out on the line. The compact cabin configuration we have here, we have 4 racks. Each rack contains 6 shelves, and each shelf is a 90 nest boards, and it comes to 2,160 nest boards, and which means we can harvest and 2,160 nodes in a cycle. A cycle being every 3 hours. Possibly we can do harvest for 24 hours and around 17,000 nodes. Charging and harvesting process, once we put the nodes in, the nodes are get charged by the induction coils, and the data transferred by the optical. And then they get saved in the system's hard disks, and then after that they've been backed up to the NAS drives.
The main benefit of using the STRYDE system is the reduction of the crew size. This project is 165,000 channels. The crew is 250-man crew. Compared to conventional system, I would have 800 to 1,000-man crew to do the same job. So that's a huge benefit. The second thing is the number of vehicles. We don't need any heavy vehicles in this project. We use less light vehicles compared to conventional system. Have only 40 light vehicles. For conventional system, again, for the same project, I would be using 160 to 170 vehicles between light and heavy. The last and most important part is the HSE exposure of personnel. Because we reduce the number of personnel in the crew, HSE exposure is much less.
With STRYDE, of course, being a nodal crew, we have a lot less vehicles, a lot less people, a lot smaller crew. Therefore, our HSE exposure is reduced dramatically. Yes, I'm sure that AGS could field a bigger nodal crew. The nodes on issue is what STRYDE provide as an auxiliary system for us to be able to use those nodes, yeah. I don't see why not.